What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Vince Warburton and this is VW Fitness. I do fitness tech supplement reviews and lifestyle videos every single week. If that is something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe and bell for notifications. Today's video is all about Legion Pulse pre-workout. I had a subscriber actually reach out to me and asked me to do a review on this. And so I actually did try to reach out to Legion. Unfortunately, they never got back to me. So we had to go to Amazon. We ordered it, paid for it ourselves, and it's been here actually for a couple weeks, but we're gonna do the full review today. So with that being said, guys, just a quick note here. This review is completely unbiased, unpaid, and honest. My own opinions on this pre-workout. They did not send this to me for free. They did not reimburse me, that sort of thing. You know, I bought this with my own hard-earned money. So I'm gonna be completely honest about my thoughts with it. So just a quick note, I want you guys to know that, you know, I know some reviews can be a little biased and etc. I've never used any of Legion's products, so kind of excited to give them a try today. If you guys are new here, we like to break down the review into 3 different parts. We talk about number 1, price, number 2, the label ingredient breakdown, and then lastly, the taste. I say this in all my pre-workout reviews. The taste is my least important thing. For me personally, I like to just take a little water and just shoot it back, you know, 15, 20 minutes before the workout. That's my own personal preference. I know a lot of people prefer it, obviously, to taste better. Obviously, I do prefer things to taste decent, but at the end of the day, like, I'm not sipping on this throughout the day, that kind of thing. And then lastly, at the very end of the video, we'll kind of talk about the effects. We're gonna go through a big shoulder and oblique workout today, and I kind of wrap it up immediately after giving my real thoughts on how I felt. So let's get right into it, guys. Price, this flavor specifically, cherry limeade, comes in at $39.97. Yeah, okay, $39.97, and unfortunately, that's not for 30 servings, that's for 21 servings. Kind of a weird number here. Some of their other flavors are different in terms of pricing, and you can look at Amazon.com and kind of find those numbers. But you know, I wanted the cherry limeade. That's kind of like a staple. I really like that flavoring, so I wanted to give that a try today. That price point at $1.90 a serving is one of the worst I've seen. Obviously, the highest I've seen is close to $2. So this is gonna sit right at a 1 out of 5, unfortunately. Now, it does say that you can do 1 scoop of this, but for efficacious doses, guys, you really need to take 2 scoops. Obviously, you could probably take 1 scoop for maybe like a cardio session or something, or if you just need like a little caffeine. But honestly, like price point here, unfortunately, it's just not great. I'm not very impressed. I think it's overly priced. And unless this thing is killer in the gym, that would be my only reasoning to really say like, hey, it's worth that price point. When there's so many other great options out there that sit in a very fair price point, in my opinion. So with that being said, guys, let's move right into the label. Let's do that now. All right, so we start out with a 23.39 gram scoop. Really interesting numbers here, guys, very specific. I mean, that's good and bad. You know, you can just round it up, 23.4, not a big deal. 21 servings, like we talked about. Start out with 8 grams of L-citrulline malate 2-to-1 ratio, okay? I've talked about citrulline malate plenty on this channel, and to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan. I think everyone has their own opinion of it, and you know, I'll leave it up to you guys with how you feel. Personally, I prefer regular L-citrulline, but you know, 8 grams is still a really high amount when it comes to a citrulline malate. Obviously, I've seen more, but in this case, hats off. I mean, it's still, if you're a citrulline malate person, definitely dosed great. Moving right along, we have the beta-alanine at 3.6 grams. Really interesting number here. Clinical efficacious dose is 3.2, so you're getting a little bit more. I like that. That is what's gonna give you those beta-alanine tingles. Some people like that, some people don't. Personally, for me, I do like it. It kind of tells me that the workout has started to kick in. My body is starting to absorb some of it, and it's go time. So 3.6 efficacious dose, that's great to see. 2.5 grams of betaine anhydrous. Great dose, that's efficacious dose as well. And moving right into our stim side of things, we have 350 milligrams of caffeine. Now, right now, my kind of standard that I'm looking for personally is around 300 milligrams. I haven't really cycled off caffeine in a while, so that's kind of why things are so high. I do plan on doing a cycle off completely later this year, but for now, you know, 350 is a good amount. I like that. Some people think it's a little too much. I personally think that 350 is a good amount. Moving right along, we have 350 milligrams of L-theanine, and this is kind of one of those things. It is known as a nootropic. Essentially, that's gonna help keep us kind of calm, keep anxiety kind of intact, help with that mental focus, and kind of calm things down. All right, and then last up, we have 300 milligrams of the alpha size GPC. That is a good dose. That's right around the doses that I see in most pre-workouts, 300 milligrams, 400 milligrams, somewhere in there. And that's the label, guys. It's a very simple label. It's very interesting that it's so simple. I like that. I like that there's not just a ton of ingredients, and the ingredients that are in here are actually dosed properly. And that's probably the biggest important thing here. Now, do remember that is based on 2 scoops, not just 1. And today, obviously, we are gonna do 2 full scoops. So in terms of the label, guys, I am gonna give this a 5 out of 5. It's fully disclosed. Everything in here is pretty much dosed properly. I mean, it's an age-old debate between citrulline malate and citrulline. So I can't really dock at a point because I know a lot of people would prefer citrulline malate. For me personally, it's just not my cup of tea, but it is dosed properly, and I like how it's fully disclosed. And yeah, overall, 5 out of 5 in terms of the label. Moving right along into taste, guys, like I said, this thing is completely sealed, just to prove it to you guys that I've never taken this. And we're gonna open this up now. It's always weird when you open the tub and sometimes you smell it and you get like that black pepper extract. There is no black pepper extract in here, or anything that just like makes you cough. Overall smell, kind of smells like a limeade. I don't really smell too much of the cherry. I do smell like kind of that sweetness that I'm sure is the cherry kind of flavoring. This does recommend 10 to 12 ounces of water. We have 11, we split it right down the middle. And yeah, we're gonna do 2 scoops here. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, really foamy here. Like a ton of foam here. Mixability on the bottom, your usual kind of a little bit of sediment on the bottom, nothing too crazy here. It's an interesting kind of pink color. Would have kind of expected something a little bit darker in terms of red. And yeah, definitely smells like limeade. Definitely smells like limeade. Cheers. Okay, this is a very interesting flavor. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, but let's try to describe it to you guys. It basically off the top, as soon as you kind of get it into your mouth, it tastes like kind of that like basic margarita mix. Limey, kind of sour a little bit. And then once you kind of swallow and get it back there, it tastes like cherry, okay? But it's not, it's like a tart cherry. It's not like super sweet. It's almost like a refreshing kind of drink. It's very different than what I was expecting. I mean, cherry limeade, we've done some reviews on some cherry limeade products, but those products is kind of what I had in mind when I hear cherry limeade, because I think that's kind of the standard. Everyone's different, but yeah, it's not overly sweet. It's not like this big sweetness tart. The cherry is really interesting though. I don't know how to describe it. It just tastes different than most cherry drinks that I've had. It tastes almost like a natural kind of cherry flavor. You know what, guys? I think overall this thing tastes really good. It is flavored with erythritol and stevia. I think the stevia is part of the reason why it kind of has that tart kind of flavor, not overly sweet. Obviously the erythritol is going to kind of clash that and make it taste really sweet. It is a really sweetener. And aside from that, another thing on this label is that it is natural flavors, so you're not getting artificial flavors here. So that's kind of why things probably don't taste as extreme as we get in a lot of other products. I really do kind of like that. I'm not someone that will not drink something that's artificially flavored, but in the same case, when you do look at labels and you're looking at the ingredients, it's nice to see that they actually tried to make it with natural flavors and not artificial. So anyway, guys, we're gonna smash the rest of this back. We're gonna go downstairs, do a shoulder and oblique workout. We'll talk to you guys post-workout, tell you the effects, how I felt, and we'll go from there. We'll see you soon. All right, guys, almost forgot to give you my rating in terms of the taste. To be honest with you, it's kind of up in the air. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Honestly, like, it tastes good, but I think some people would not like it because it's not sweet enough. I think the tartness is actually kind of nice, but for me personally, like, it's not a full cherry limeade to me. It just tastes a little bit different. Not to say that's a bad thing, but I'm gonna score it a 3 out of 5. That's my personal opinion. Let's get downstairs. Let's get to lifting. just finished up that workout, 58-minute shoulder oblique workout. Everything went pretty smooth. In terms of effects, it's kind of a toss-up with this one, to be honest with you. I did get the beta-alanine tingles slightly, nothing too crazy. I would have expected a little bit more. Caffeine kind of hit, but everything was really steady. Nothing was too like crazy. I think that theanine, caffeine kind of mix really helped. I didn't feel overly stimmed out though, anything like that. Everything just felt kind of normal, nothing out of the ordinary. So in terms of the effects, I think it does work. I think it's a good pre-workout. I don't think it's like for a stim junkie. You know, the subscriber that actually reached out asked me to do game day versus pulse or do both. And in my personal opinion, I would go with game day over this. Not to say that this is a bad pre-workout. I think it's still worth a test drive. So if you guys are interested in getting any samples, free samples, guys, all you got to do is pay for shipping. Head on over to my new website, www.vwfitness.club, and you guys can hit the shop and add those samples, and we'll send you out some pulse and whatever else I've got. So anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe and bell for notifications, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.